Welcome back to Cascade Middle School as we're set for a boys basketball matchup here on Saturday morning as the Upperman Bees take on LaVergne. Noah McKay joined by Jacob Vinson. Desiree Phipps handling the camera duties for us this morning. Again, apologies that this is a recorded broadcast. We got no service in this gym at all. But an interesting matchup nonetheless, and one with a lot of different moving parts. Let's get the obvious out of the way. There's 9 Upperman Bees not here today. They're on the football team that's playing in the semifinals next week against Greenville. And it's all their post players. That's a problem today against this LaVergne squad because LaVergne, the Wolverines, what a name that is. I love the Wolverines mascot. They're big and very athletic. Coach McWilliams thinks they could be the best team in Rutherford County. It's a test for a full-throttle Upperman team. It's a huge challenge for this team. That's the obvious. The other obvious thing, the thing that everyone's going to be excited to see, it is the first varsity basketball game for the freshman point guard, one of the most highly touted high school basketball players ever in the Upper Cumberland, Ty Cobb, in the lineup tonight. He is the starting point guard. He won't leave the floor very much for Upperman this season, and everybody is intrigued and curious to watch this young man play basketball. He has lit it up at every level. AAU, middle school, elementary, peewee baseball, hitting home runs, and now we get to see him in the gold and black for Upperman.
You mean he plays baseball too? I mean, this guy, he just does
Not
it all.
anymore.
Well, yeah.
He did.
He's a pretty good basketball player, and, yeah, everything we've heard, just you looked at him. He meets the eye test. He's got a good amount of size as a freshman, and this is a LaVergne team with a lot of size, so that size is definitely going to be tested as you look out there.
You see it right here as he's lined up with Dante White. And the point guard is tipping it off. That tells you everything you need to know. I think that's going to be 23 in a few weeks, Bronsden Chaffin. And Ty Cobb won the tip. He hits it back to Huddleston. He had a foot height disadvantage, and it didn't matter. Braden Roberts with it, starters tonight. Cobb, Torrance, Huddleston, Roberts, and Helms. Here we go. All of these players are going to play for Upperman this year. A few of them may not start, but they have a big opportunity. Ty Cobb off the dribble. He explodes inside off the glass. No, rebound down to White. And here comes LaVergne the other way.
And we said it before the game, Bobby McWilliams saying this LaVergne team, they're going to be playing above the rim and obviously very quick.
There you go. Real quick basket for LaVergne. That's what we're talking about. If Upperman wins this game, just shine up the gold ball because they're going to win it. I mean, literally, it's to that level today. We're looking for signs and these players to emerge and do some things against an uber-athletic LaVergne team. This may be the best team Upperman plays all season long, and that's not an exaggeration, including if they were to get to Murfreesboro and win the whole thing.
And they already beat Siegel to start this year back on Tuesday.
Cobb bounces it over to Huddleston. Now Isaiah Helms. He's a player with a big opportunity. Now Ty Cobb. He needs to be a scorer today, and everyone knows it. Gives off to Jack Torrance. He's had a great offseason, as has Braden Roberts. Right side Torrance. He's open. 4-3. That's no good. A bit too strong. Rebounded to White, who has got to be 6'7", 6'8" out there, and he's running the floor.
He's huge.
Now pass inside. It was off the mark, but it went off of Helms and out of play. Possession stays with LaVergne with 6:38 to go in the first.
Yeah, just miscommunication. Helms wasn't quite ready for it as well. He's kind of that secondary defender on the backside, but the Bees started off the game pretty well.
Inbounds pass comes in here to Sherman. Sherman gives back out now. Coming to get it, Lenore. Lenore, left side, guarded by Huddleston. Picks up a ball screen. Now into the corner they go for three, and it's blocked by Roberts. Offensive rebound, though, extends the possession. White gives off back to Sherman. Sherman bounces it to White. Upperman playing zone, 2-3. Trying to clog up the paint.
Slow it down a little bit.
Make life difficult to get inside. Early morning showdown here. Two teams with glass house aspirations. Into the corner it goes for White. Now he sends out Lenore. Lenore drives in the lane, up and under, nothing doing. No call. It's a good no call. But inside turnaround shot, good. Couple of offensive rebounds. The difference is Dante White makes it 4-0. Now ahead to pass goes. Ty Cobb has it. Cobb goes to Roberts. Roberts possesses and drives. He skies up at the mid-range jumper. No. Gets his own rebound, though, now out to Torrance. Torrance finds Cobb. Cobb thinks about the three, now gives off to Roberts. Something that's so highly touted about Ty Cobb. He is so selfless on the floor. He'll give it up. Roberts, a sharpshooter. Good. Asanya Brown with American Wave Real Estate 3 for Braden Roberts. And Upperman's on the board. Here comes LaVergne the other way quickly.
Had a great season last year, and it all sounds like he's even better coming into this season.
Yeah, from all reports, he has had a great offseason as Sherman has it now. Sherman gives over to White. White tries to drive in, now forced back out to Sherman. Sherman flips over right side of Lenore, floating down that baseline. That's the gap against a 2-3 zone as a foul is called. That baseline is an area you can do a lot of things to, and they get it down there this time. That's going to be the first foul called in the game, and it goes on Roberts, or pardon me, 32. That's Isaiah Helms. Lenore inbounds it over to White. White picked up by Torrance, now Cobb, forced back out. Sherman finds Lenore. Just getting started here. We're 3 minutes into the ball game. It's 4-3. Over to White. White flips back across. Three ball is on its way. That's no good. An air ball rebounded by Cobb. And now here comes Ty Cobb pushing it in transition. Cobb in the front court. Skies up. Mid-range jumper won't fall. But it's an offensive rebound for Helms after a trip for White. Out to Torrance. Torrance to Roberts. Open. 4-3. No good. Rebound down to White. White picked up by Huddleston. He's forced to give ahead to Lenore. Lenore bounces it inside. Little inside out play. Knocked out of play. Upperman doing a really good job early on in this ball game, Jacob.
And it starts on that defensive side of the ball. They look really, really strong, keeping that high intensity. Again, this is a really good LaVergne basketball team, and they're sticking with them right now 4 minutes into the ball game.
4-3 our score. LaVergne trying to solve this zone look. Upperman being active enough to prevent the open threes that frequently come against a 2-3. And they go baseline White. That young man needs to get in the low block and post somebody up.
There he goes.
Left side Lenore. There he goes to do just that. White picked up with a double team. Swiped by Roberts, and it's stolen away by Braden Roberts. Here he comes in transition. Roberts flips it over to Torrance. In rhythm. Three. No. Rebound down to White.
Well, White's done a good job even after losing it on the other end, able to get back and get a good rebound there.
Steal for Evan Huddleston now. Upperman possesses into the front court. You kind of sense a little confidence building here for Upperman that they belong on this floor. Roberts drives in. Now he'll pull up at the mid-range. Good. Braden Roberts with 5. And Upperman leads 5-4.
Yeah, and I think that confidence comes from the good finish last season. Of course, winning the district tournament and moving on into the region tournament. Really good season and for the Bees. But bringing back and, like you said, sticking with LaVergne right now.
Another rebound for Ty Cobb. He could be a walking triple-double in his high school career. Already 2 of them in this game, and now he'll walk it up. And how many times last year did we see Upperman against a team that maybe looked more athletic than them, and they were or taller certainly, and they're just able to make it a physical game, make big shots, and straight up win the basketball game. Roberts again for 3. That's no good. They've gotten a lot of good looks in the first quarter. Here comes LaVergne into the front court, Lenore. He flips the pass across right side. Now looking at the low block, nearly stolen, and it will be stolen on the pass. And here comes Upperman the other way. Torrance, Euros through, throws up the shot. Good. Jack Torrance for 2.
It all starts on that defensive side of the ball.
Now inside to White, there's the foul, and 1 as Roberts is called for the personal. As they get it in quickly in transition, Dante White with 4 and a chance to make it 5. First personal on Roberts, second team foul on the Bees.
Yeah, if you're going to foul him, you have to make it count. He just kind of draped him across that left arm as the Bees are going to get a couple subs in here before the free throws for White.
And this is where we start to wonder, as Upperman has their 5 on the floor, a little confusion. That depth is different now for Upperman without Chaffin, Harris, and Cam Bush. 3 starters on this team, not to mention some other players. Branson Turnbow as well, who was a starter a year ago. Fires a pass inside into the low block. That's Hall. Hall kicks out to Bush. He triggers the 3. That's no good. Off the mark. Rebound down to Lenore. And here comes LaVergne the other way. Driving inside. Left-handed lay-in. Good. Good finish by Zaylin Lenore. And that pumps a timeout by Bobby McWilliams. 2:14 to go in the first. It's 8-7 in favor of LaVergne.
And I mean, they made that switch with the substitutions, taking the timeout because the game started to speed up just a little bit. Coach McWilliams could see that, so he's going to try to call the timeout, slow them down. But that first group that came out there, the starters that aren't normally going to be the starters, do have some of the starters in the ball game, have looked really good against a good LaVergne team. They've slowed them down defensively. They've been able to turn them over a little bit. Offensively, Braden Roberts has shot the basketball well. Ty Cobb has gotten a couple of good shots, just hasn't been able to get it to fall yet. And Jack Torrance is looked pretty good early on as well. He's going to be a player that gets a good amount of playing time this season. He's taking advantage here early on.
Yeah, I think Jack Torrance is going to flirt with the starting lineup this year. You see the skill set that he has. They liked him as a freshman, had to hone some things in. He has now in his sophomore season. You see it already. Nice take inside with the basket. 8-7 to score. And again, I kind of facetiously said polish up the gold ball if Upperman wins this game. But with that notwithstanding, Upperman hanging in a game with the athletes to this level, knowing the athletes and the cavalry that is coming is a great sign if they can do this for 4 quarters, even regardless of the result. They want to win, obviously, and would be an awesome win for them. But the fact that knowing what they have, if they can hang with a team like this that is at full strength, great sign for Bobby McWilliams.
Well, and you mentioned them being outsized in this contest. You remember back to Livingston Academy against Soddy Daisy just a few days ago. They were outsized and able to win the ball game.
Landon Hall over to Ty Cobb. He triggers the 3. That's no good. Still looking to find his first varsity point. And a rebound comes down to Lenore. 2-3 zone look, Lenore. Working off a ball screen, bounces it over. Now inside pass goes to White, no good. Good help defense, but an offensive rebound, and there's a foul on the putback attempt. It's going to go on Sissom. There'll be a trip to the line to shoot 2 here for LaVergne's Jones.
Yeah, Finn Sissom, it was a good defense initially on White in there. Couldn't pull down the rebound right away, and a nice job by LaVergne to stick with it. Jones, looks like they're going to call it on the floor.
Wow. Maybe a break for Upperman as Cobb's going to get a break along with Sissom. Torrance and Helms checking back in. Speaking of opportunities, there's just players out here now who have a big chance to make something happen. As Sherman has it. He goes off left side to Lenore. Lenore back to Sherman. Lenore with it. He sends it down baseline. White working on Roberts. Jump stop, throws up the shot. Good. Dante White with 6 points early on in this one.
He's going to be a fun player to watch for LaVergne this season.
Getting a low block, young man. Now interpost players screaming. Torrance with it. Torrance starts to drive now, finds Helms. He sends out to Roberts. Extra pass left side, now into the corner to Torrance. He triggers a corner 3. No good. Offensive rebound for Hall. Hall to Bush. Roberts, great extra pass. Torrance again lines it up this time and buries it. Jack Torrance with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3, and we're tied up at 10.
Really good job. Good ball reversal as well, and stepping into the shot that time, knocking it down. He's looked really good early on.
Upperman had a ton of success in the summer, a fair amount, even in the few scrimmages that they had in the last couple of weeks. White again trying to drive. He's triple teamed. That means somebody's open. He does get it away. Now turning inside the lane, and now that's going to be a foul. Trying to go up for the shot was Sherman. Oh, pardon me, that's 11. That's Jones, and he's going to go back to the line to shoot 2 with 32 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Helms initially doing some really good defense there with Roberts in the double team, as then when he came down on the arm that they got the foul call. But again, they've looked pretty good down low in the post against a taller offense in LaVergne.
Cobb and Huddleston about to check back into the game. Season opener here for the Bees. They're only playing 1 game today. The Lady Bees playing 2. They got to win in a game that I'm sure you watched all the way through, and if you haven't, you should. Earlier today
Great
against Moore
defensive
County.
showing.
They're going to play against Summertown coming up about an hour and 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. First free throw, no good that time for Jones. Second one, no. 0 for 2, we're still tied, and here comes Ty Cobb with it. He surveys the press, gets it ahead to Torrance across the timeline, over to Helms in the corner. Flips it back over to Cobb. 24 seconds, see if they try to hold for the last shot. Huddleston back to Cobb, now right side Torrance. 18 seconds, Cobb. Checks over towards his sideline. 13 seconds. Cobb, 9 seconds, he goes to work. Cobb starts to drive, finds Huddleston. Huddleston off the dribble, kicks to Cobb. He shot fakes. Now Cobb has to go quick. 1 second, loses handle. Huddleston, it would count, and it's no good. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. A good one in the books at Wartrace as we come back. It'll be 10-10, all tied up. You're watching Upperman Basketball, presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management, with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Entering the second quarter of action. It's 10-10 between LaVergne and Upperman. Really good first quarter for the Upperman Bees, Jacob.
Yeah, and it's all started on that defensive side of the ball. I've been impressed with the offense as well, going up against a taller defense, good ball reversals. Jack Torrance has been impressive shooting the basketball and coming up with a steal.
There's a steal for Evan Huddleston. Great shot fake, but it's still blocked out of his hands. And now Cobb inside. Ty Cobb on the scoreboard for the first time in his varsity high school career, and it's a 2-point Upperman lead.
Well, we said LaVergne was going to play above the rim. That freshman right there, he can also play above the rim.
The first of many points for Ty Cobb in an Upperman uniform. Left side pass goes. Now a pass that's knocked out of play. Pardon me, it was just offline, and possession goes back to Upperman. Ty Cobb is going to have his name on a banner. Wonder
some kind of
1,000 points at least. Really confident in saying that. Jack Torrance with it. Torrance gives over to Cobb. Cobb to Torrance. Torrance has been really strong in this game so far. He flips it over to Cobb. Cobb off the dribble. And we mentioned the size of LaVergne. This is something Ty Cobb is used to playing in his travel ball. Now he has it, and he goes left side. Hall gives back out now to Cobb. Cobb waits and now accelerates into the play. Kicks off to Huddleston. Huddleston drives the lane, spins it back to Cobb. He'll trigger another three. That one a little bit too strong. Rebound tipped. It goes to White, and possession back to LaVergne. White flips the pass inside, jump stop. Now kick out to an open shooter. 4-3, that's no good. Great box out by Landon Hall, and he throws it off the head of White. Great play by Hall, and Upperman gets the ball back.
He's falling out of bounds, just throws it off his head. Unfortunately, it took a bounce off his head out of bounds. Kind of had to duck out of the way of it. Really smart play there by Hall. Keep the basketball for the Bees, and another good defensive possession.
Roberts back in, and this you're seeing already a little taste once everybody gets back in here of a very deep Upperman team. They're going to roll players. Roberts in rhythm for three, but it's offline. Fight for the rebound. Hall has it. Put back. Good. Landon Hall, welcome to the show, young man.
Just created some space for himself down there. A strong rebound and then a little power shove.
And there's Ty Cobb trying to save it inbounds. He can't. Extends the possession. LaVergne starting to get a little hurried. Jumper off the glass, no. Rebound down, kick out pass for three. That won't fall. Another putback attempt, no. Third chance does fall through for Dante White. He's got 8 so far, and it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, you can see the jump shot wasn't too strong. His strong suit is definitely down low in the post.
You also point something out here that I talked to Coach McWilliams about earlier in the week. Last year, they had a lot of guys, a lot of guards thrust into action. Evan Huddleston one, Braden Roberts another, Jack Torrance another, and they had to handle the ball against high-pressure defenses. Said it's going to make them so much better as sophomores and juniors and even some seniors. The fact that they had that experience last year, you're seeing that against this press. And then you add Ty Cobb into the mix as well. Roberts over to Huddleston. Huddleston finds Roberts. Roberts puts the dribble down, now steps back, he'll pull up in the mid-range. Good, Braden Roberts with 7 points in the first half, and Upperman extends the lead to 4.
And that's something that Roberts has kind of added to his repertoire. Really a set shooter a year ago for the most part. Now doing that off the dribble just adds even more to the offensive prowess.
Bryant gives off to Lawson. Now it's tipped and intercepted by Braden Roberts. It's a foot race. He's going to give off to Cobb, and Ty Cobb off the glass for 2.
Probably could have gone up. He was trying to find his teammate maybe in some open space. Guess what? This Cobb kid, he can fly.
Lenore, bring it up. Yeah, he's going to get above the rim several times, if not today, in the near future. In the lane, little opening. They kick out to a shooter. 3-ball up, and that's an air ball, but an offensive rebound put back, no. White again. Third chance, good. They've scored a lot on second chance baskets. That's the size we're talking about. You could say Upperman may be a Bronzed Chaffin short. Great feed over to Hall, who puts it in for two. Ty Cobb, he's catching that rhythm. An assist for him on the finish by Hall.
The thing that's the difference maker right now is they're taking care of the basketball, they're breaking the press, and they're finding the easy baskets. The only answer on the other end has been Dante White because of that size.
Yeah, Lenore, the guards. Upperman has an advantage.
They've been great
in the game. Lenore with it. He goes off right side now into the corner. Little head fake, now back out. Upperman zone really creating some problems on the outside. Three ball is up, and that is no good. Fight for the rebound now. Upperman has it. Hall with the board, and now Robertson in the front court quickly. Back over to Huddleston. He finds Cobb. Jack Torrance back to the scorer's table. 3:50 to go in the second quarter. Upperman's opened up a 6-point lead. Forget what I said to open up the game. We got ourselves a ball game. Helms gives off to Cobb. Cobb slices through, sends a feed. How did he find Huddleston to Roberts for three? Good! Tic-tac-toe on a Sonia round with American Way Real Estate 3.
And Roberts already into double figures. Tremendous find from Cobb as he looks maybe a little bit tired in the first half, but still playing some really good basketball.
Driving in, now baseline, shot put up and under. Bryant with the finish, his first basket. Upperman leads by 7. Now Roberts to break the press into the front court. That pass from Cobb on the last possession was bonkers through traffic. Now off the dribble, Cobb sends it over to Roberts. Bobbled for a moment. He has it back. Back out to Ty Cobb. Sissom and Torrance at the scorer's table at the next stoppage. LaVergne with one as well. Roberts sends it to Hall. Hall back out to Huddleston. Huddleston to Cobb now. Cobb off the dribble. Now back out. High pressure defense. Cobb competently handling the basketball. Now finds Hall driving inside, throws up the shot, no good. Good attempt, and now here comes LaVergne the other way, pushing the tempo. Slicing in, it's poked by Cobb, now they're forced back out. Cobb again with a poke, and now there's a fight for it on the ground, and we got a jump ball with a possession arrow belonging to the Upperman Bees.
That was a really good job by Ty Cobb a couple of times. Pokes it once, and then able to evade the body of him there, and able to get around the body and poke it again. Going to get another breather here in the first half, but he has impressed this Bees team. Again, they are not even close to full strength, and they are looking really, really good in game one.
Jacob, we watch a ton of high school basketball. He's for real.
Yeah.
Possession arrow belonged to Upperman. There was confusion. They get the ball. He's for real. As a freshman, he is the real deal. Roberts going to bring it up. They lead by 7. Now, with him out, it's Torrance and Roberts' show, along with Huddleston, to try to carry the rock. Sissom with it. Sissom gives over to Torrance. He'll trigger a long three. That's no good. A rebound down. LaVergne has it. They're looking to push the tempo, but it's a wild pass. They're able to possess it in the front court, and now a foul on Huddleston as he was trying to get away from Lenore. That's the first team foul against the Bees in the quarter.
This is also where the second group came in the first time, and LaVergne was able to go on a little bit of a run. If the Bees are able to spell the run that LaVergne is going to try to go on here with 2 minutes to go before halftime, they're looking pretty good going into the break.
Helms going to check into the game, in for Hall, who had some really good minutes. Landon Hall. Pass goes out, a little bit of heat on that one. Lawson able to possess it. Now driving inside, elbow jumper is up, not able to fall. Sissom comes away with a rebound, and Braden Roberts will bring it up. 1:40 to go in the second quarter. It has been a great first half for the Upperman Bees. Roberts gives off to Huddleston. Huddleston, right side, Torrance. Roberts reverses back to Huddleston. Huddleston back to Roberts. Roberts gets over to Torrance. Torrance off the dribble inside. Skies up for the jumper. Too short, no good. Helms able to save it in. Instead, he did step out. So possession goes back to LaVergne with 1:13 to go in the second.
Tell you what, Isaiah Helms has been pretty impressive down low in the post. Very active, obviously a bigger body similar to Clayton Harris down low. I think that's going to be a pretty good compliment coming off the bench this season.
Yeah, Helms, a senior forward, getting some playing time here at 6'3", giving a little bit of size inside here to Upperman. Now from the elbow, that pass tipped by Roberts. This zone has created issues for LaVergne. Fires a pass inside to White. He's double teamed. Gets it out now to a shooter who slices through off the glass. No, put back, no. Rebound down to Sissom. Here comes Helms. Holmes gets it to a guard in Braden Roberts, 43 seconds. We'll see if they try to hold for the last shot. Who could blame them if they do? Roberts gives off to Huddleston. Huddleston finds Torrance. Torrance left side Sissom. Now Roberts. .22 seconds. Upperman content to go into the break at least with a 7-point lead. Now here comes the trap. Torrance with it now. Torrance able to wiggle out of trouble. Now finds Roberts. 10 seconds left. Braden Roberts now with 8. We got to go quick. 7. Roberts with 5. Running out of time. 4 seconds. Roberts gives off to Huddleston. He'll trigger the 3. No good. Helms with a putback attempt that won't fall. But it brings us to the end of a great first half for the Upperman Bees. After 2, they lead 23-16. If you watched the first game, you'll know. Now I will include the timestamp on this video of when the second half begins, so feel free to fast forward to that point. At the break, it's Upperman 23, LaVergne 16. You're watching high school basketball, Upperman basketball, presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.